I'm 34 weeks pregnant and I use the loo quite a lot because the baby pressed on my bladder. It's funny, this is my favourite place in the whole house. As a child, when I was growing up in Sudan, we never had toilets. We had to use pit latrines, and sometimes in the evening we had to go to the nearest forest. You wipe yourself with the hot stones or leaves, and sometimes you probably use it even though it's been used before. You can't afford to buy even old newspapers to use them as toilet papers. In Eritrea and Sudan, about 65% of people haven't got access to any kind of sanitation. Sometimes people have to go to near the rivers and where they wash themselves and also use them as toilets. Apart from Asmara, which is the capital city, and the only reason Asmara's got toilet or sewage system is because when the Italians colonized Eritrea, parts of the city had sewage and proper sanitary facilities because the Italians wanted that for themselves. Oh, it's horrible because when we had to use special latrines at home, what we do is you dig a hole in the compound so you can use it especially for women and children and during the day. And because they're only 1 meter, 2 meters long, they fill up quite, within 6 months or so, a year, and you have to close that one and then dig another one next to it, and it takes about 5-6 years for it to dry before you can use the same spot. So before you know it, the whole compound will have lots of places that you cannot really, and as kids it was quite scary because you couldn't walk on top just in case the ground collapsed because it's quite wet. I mean, you can't even describe it. The smell was just awful.
I'm sitting in a privy, which is literally a private place where you can go to the toilet. You went and the waste stayed beneath you. In rural areas, there might be animals who could eat it, get rid of it, you could spread it on the fields. But once people began to crowd into cities, once urbanisation and the Industrial Revolution started in this country, that simple system just didn't work. The waste just piled up. That meant that people got ill. Just diarrhoea. Diarrhoea killed people. It wasn't that the people were stupid or they didn't know that it was a problem. There was just no mechanism, no organisation which helped them deal with it. The situation got so bad in the 1840s and various reformers tried different ways of solving the problem to try and prevent the terrible death toll from people living in such unsanitary conditions.